let's get right into it. Introducing the 2026 USA Women's World Cup qualifying team, and on the graphic you have Aaliyah Boston, Chelsea Gray, and in the little bitty Ryan Howard. Now my question is simple here. Where is Caitlin Clark? Where's the moneymaker? Where's the needle mover? Where's the name that everybody knows? Where's the name that draws the most viewership? Where's the name that draws the most attention?
Look at that graphic again. Really look at it. The mainstream media and the establishment apologists at ESPN want you to believe this was just a marketing fumble. They want to gaslight you into thinking some intern simply forgot to include the most famous female athlete on the planet. That is a lie. This is not an oversight, this is intentional erasure. This is a calculated, petty power move designed to humble the new era before they even step on the court. USA Basketball is actively choosing to lose millions of dollars in free marketing just to send a message. They put Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young on the poster, players who are great in their own right but couldn't sell out an arena in 30 seconds if their lives depended on it, while completely ghosting the only woman who is actually driving the revenue. It is marketing malpractice of the highest order. They are telling you exactly who they are, an organization that would rather protect the fragile egos of the Old Guard than capitalize on the generational freight train that is Caitlin Clark. They want her talent because they need the wins. They want her revenue because they need the budget. But they do not want her face, and they definitely do not want her influence. They are terrified that if they put her on that poster, it admits that the hierarchy has shifted, that the rookie is now the queen. But if you think this graphic is disrespectful, just wait until you see who they hired to hold the clipboard. If you are tired of the establishment treating the savior of the sport like a benchwarmer who should be grateful for a roster spot, hit that like button right now. Let's force them to respect the name and show them that the Clark effect isn't going anywhere. But leaving her off a poster is just the petty stuff. That's just the surface level shade. The real sabotage is happening on the sidelines, involving a familiar face we thought we finally escaped, a coach who spent the last year proving she has no idea how to use a Ferrari. Let's rewind the tape because the mainstream media seems to have a very convenient case of amnesia. We all remember the absolute circus of 2024. We remember the gaslighting. We remember the endless parade of so-called experts on ESPN telling us that Caitlin Clark needed to wait her turn. They looked us in the eye and told us she needed to pay her dues, that the Olympic team was a sacred meritocracy where popularity didn't matter. Well, guess what? It is 2026. She waited. She paid the dues. She shattered every record in the book and dragged the entire sport into relevancy. And yet, here we are, staring at the exact same disrespect. They told her to sit down and be humble, and she did. But now that she's back, fully healthy and ready to dominate the World Cup, they are still playing the same petty games. This isn't about basketball, it never was. This is about the Yukon pipeline and the Old Guard sorority protecting their turf. Look at the roster construction. Look at the decision makers. USA Basketball isn't building a team to destroy the competition, they are building a fortress to protect the hierarchy. It is a closed loop of favoritism where the new era is viewed as a hostile threat rather than an asset. They promised us a fresh start for the World Cup. They promised us that the page had turned and the petty jealousies of the past were over. But that was a lie. Instead of a meritocracy, we got a reunion tour for the same gatekeepers who tried to bury her rookie season under a mountain of physical play and jealous narratives. They want the revenue she brings, but they refuse to give up the control. They are terrified that if they let Caitlin Clark actually lead this team, the entire Old Guard mythos crumbles. So they hide her face, they suppress her influence, they try to keep her in check. And speaking of gatekeepers, the newest addition to the Team USA coaching staff proves that the Indiana Fever's incompetence has officially gone global. You thought we were done with the sabotage? You thought the questionable rotations, the late-game collapses, and the bizarre refusal to run the offense through the generational talent were left back in 2025? Wake up. The hiring of Stephanie White to the Team USA coaching staff is not a reunion, it is a crime scene. This is the ultimate receipt, proving that the system is rigged against the new era. Stephanie White didn't get this prestigious clipboard because she unlocked CaitlinClark's potential, she got this job because she helped contain it. She is the Old Guard's perfect soldier. After a season of sabotaging the Fever's rotations and refusing to adapt to the greatest playmaker on earth, she hasn't been fired, she has been promoted. This isn't coaching, this is surveillance. It feels like the establishment planted a monitor on the bench to ensure the golden goose doesn't fly too high. It sends a chilling signal to the rest of the roster: we are keeping a leash on her, and we hired the one person who knows exactly how to pull it. But make no mistake, Stephanie White is just the henchman. She is just the enforcer sent to do the dirty work. The real danger is the plan they have for the starting lineup, a calculated plan that involves humiliating Caitlin for a second time on the world stage. The fanbase sees right through this familiar face narrative. We are exhausted. We are tired of the same gatekeepers ruining the same moments. We thought we finally escaped this incompetence, but now it's following us to the World Cup. Listen to the absolute burnout in this reaction, because it speaks for every single one of us who just wants to watch CaitlinClark cook.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? We can't get away from this lady. What the fuck is going on? We cannot get away from this lady, man. Good God.
That isn't just a rant, that is a prophecy. We are watching the establishment prepare to commit the ultimate basketball crime in real time. The narrative is already being spun by the Old Guard media. They are talking about seniority, veteran leadership, and paying dues.
That CaitlinClark's not starting on this team. If Team USA, and I'm telling you right now, if Chelsea Gray starts over CaitlinClark for these qualifying games, I'm going to take my table and I'm going to toss it upside down. In no world should Chelsea Gray start over CC.
They are preparing you for the headline where Chelsea Gray starts and CaitlinClark sits. But the receipts expose this for exactly what it is: political theater. The reports coming out of the Durham training camp were crystal clear. The Athletic leaked the truth that the coaches tried to hide. CaitlinClark looked like herself again. The step back was lethal. The gravity was undeniable. She was the best player on the floor. There is zero basketball justification for benching a generational engine who is finally healthy and destroying defenses in practice. Yet, USA Basketball is preparing to bench the Ferrari for a minivan because they are terrified of upsetting the hierarchy. It is 2024 all over again. They are prioritizing the feelings of the 2020 clique over the production of the 2026 reality. They would rather lose games with their friends than win gold with the rookie. Starting Chelsea Gray in 2026 over a fully unlocked CaitlinClark is not a strategy, it is malpractice. It is like choosing to run your offense through a fax machine when you have the latest iPhone sitting right there on the bench. This isn't about winning, it's about control. It is purely political. But who is pulling the strings? Who is actually making these rotation decisions that defy all logic? The answer leads all the way to the top of the pyramid, to a legend who has been throwing shade since day one. We are being gaslit on a global scale, and frankly, it is insulting to our intelligence. How can the league office possibly sit there with a straight face and claim they want to grow the game, when they are literally erasing the face of the game from their own marketing? It is a contradiction that proves the entire system is broken. You cannot claim you want new fans and then intentionally hide the one star who brings them in. It is not just stupid, it is malicious. Veteran journalist Christine Brennan didn't just criticize this, she exposed it for exactly what it is: marketing malpractice. But on this channel, we call it what it really is: financial sabotage. USA Basketball is literally lighting millions of dollars on fire. They are burning ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and global engagement just to protect the fragile egos of a few veterans who are jealous of the spotlight. They would rather have a smaller pie that they control than a massive pie that CaitlinClark baked. They are gatekeeping the revenue while begging for better pay, and the hypocrisy is absolute. Let's put this in perspective because the incompetence is actually staggering. Imagine the NBA in 2008 launching the Redeem Team campaign and intentionally leaving LeBron James off the poster because they didn't want to upset the role players. Imagine the NFL promoting the Super Bowl and deciding to hide Patrick Mahomes because they thought he was getting too much attention. It sounds ridiculous, right? It sounds impossible. That is because legitimate sports leagues want to make money. They capitalize on their assets. The WNBA and USA Basketball are the only organizations in the history of professional sports that actively resent their own success. They are the only business on earth that punishes their #1 salesperson for selling out the inventory. They want the Clark effect money to subsidize their chartered flights, but they refuse to give Clark the respect that generates that money in the first place. But while the marketing department plays these petty, passive-aggressive games with Photoshop, the real rot goes much deeper than a flyer. The graphic is just a symptom, the disease is the leadership. The real villain isn't the intern running the social media account, it is the shadow director holding the clipboard at the very top of the hierarchy.
Bro, I cannot believe, bro, Sue Bird, man, this is what I'm saying, bro. Sue Bird is really an op, and like she's a op in disguise. I can see it. Sue Bird is so oppy, bro. Like,
we need to stop looking at the assistant coaches and finally address the shadow hovering over this entire roster. The media wants you to focus on the lower-level staff, but the real power, the final boss of this game, is sitting comfortably in the director's chair. It is Sue Bird. Let that sink in for a second. The ultimate decision-maker, the person evaluating the talent and setting the hierarchy, is the exact same legend who spent the entire off-season minimizing CaitlinClark's records. Do not forget what she told us. This is the same voice who went on a national tour claiming that Caitlin's scoring records were just a result of a volume. This is the same icon who promised us that reality is coming for the rookie. Well, the reality is here, and the reality is that she is the one holding the keys to the kingdom. She isn't an impartial judge, she is the guardian of the old gate. They handed the future of the sport to the person most threatened by it. This is not a conspiracy theory, it is an organizational chart. We are watching a conflict of interest play out on a global stage. The person deciding CaitlinClark's fate is the architect of the very, wait your turn, culture that the new era is trying to dismantle. The fix is in from the top down. We thought we were dealing with a fair evaluation process, but we are actually dealing with a protection racket for the 2024 gold medal clique. The bias isn't subtle, it is systemic. And when you finally realize who is pulling the strings, the entire picture becomes crystal clear. We aren't just dealing with a hater, we are dealing with an operative. And if you think the fans are going to take this quietly, you haven't been paying attention to the comments section. If you think the Old Guard is controlling the narrative, you need to scroll down immediately. The comments section isn't just angry, it is a full-blown mutiny. The feedback from the streets is loud, it is aggressive, and it is a total indictment of everything USA Basketball stands for. We aren't seeing a divided fanbase debating the merits of paying your dues. We are seeing a unified wall of resistance. The message is crystal clear, no Caitlin, no watch. It is being spam posted on every single social media channel the league operates. Fans are demanding that they fire Stephanie White before she even coaches a single game. They are calling USA Basketball a joke for prioritizing politics over the product. The consensus is absolute, the fans see right through the seniority scam. They know that this entire roster construction is a fraud designed to protect the egos of the 2024 clique. They know the uncomfortable truth that the establishment is terrified to admit: without CaitlinClark on that floor, the ratings for these qualifying games in Puerto Rico will be absolute zero. It will be a ghost town. Nobody is tuning in to watch a veteran leadership clinic, they are tuning in to watch the revolution. The disconnect is staggering. USA Basketball thinks they are the prestige product. They are wrong. CaitlinClark is the product. They need her. They need her army to pay the bills, to buy the jerseys, and to make people care about a qualifying tournament in March. Yet, they refuse to respect her. They want to cash the checks that the Clark Effect writes, while treating the fanbase that signs them with utter contempt. But you can only spit in the face of your customers for so long before they stop buying what you're selling. That disconnect is going to cause a revolt before the first ball is even tipped. The fans have spoken. The leverage is shifting. And now, I'm going to make a prediction about what happens when the ball actually tips off. Here is the prediction that the mainstream media is too terrified to make, but on this channel, we deal in absolute certainties. Mark the tape right now, they will bench her. Do not be surprised when the starting lineup drops in Puerto Rico and you see Chelsea Gray's name instead of CaitlinClark's. The Old Guard and their new enforcer, Stephanie White, are going to stick to the script. They will prioritize seniority over skill. They will try to humble the rookie one last time by forcing her to watch the opening tip from the sideline. They think this will put her in her place. They think this will remind the world that the 2024 hierarchy is still in charge. But here is the nightmare scenario they aren't ready for. It is going to backfire in the most spectacular way possible. CaitlinClark will come off that bench with a vengeance we haven't seen since the national championship. She won't just play, she will rage. She is going to drop 30 points in limited minutes, throwing dimes that Chelsea Gray can't even dream of, and she is going to force the entire coaching staff to look absolutely stupid on the global stage. They are setting themselves up for a public relations disaster. Every time the veteran starters struggle to score, the camera is going to cut to the bench. Every time the offense stalls, the crowd is going to chant her name. And when she finally checks in and instantly fixes everything they broke, the narrative will shift from paying dues to coaching incompetence in the blink of an eye. You can hide her face on a graphic. You can crop her out of the marketing materials. You can even keep her off the starting sheet. But you cannot hide her game on the court. The era is changing, whether Sue Bird, Stephanie White, and the rest of the establishment likes it or not. They are trying to stop a tsunami with a clipboard, and they are about to get washed away. So, here is the question: will you still watch if they disrespect the Queen and bring her off the bench? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to be the first to know when that starting lineup leaks, and when the inevitable panic sets in, hit that subscribe button. We aren't just watching the old guard crumble, we are keeping the receipts.